Every morning, the blind old woman sat beside the dusty village road, begging with an empty bowl.
Villagers insulted her. Children threw stones at her hut, until one black convoy stopped in front of her house.
Every morning, before the sun touched the village roofs, an old blind woman walked slowly to the roadside with a cracked wooden stick. She wore the same faded wrapper every day. In her trembling hands was an empty metal bowl. The villagers called her cursed. Children mocked her as she passed. But nobody knew. The woman they laughed at was hiding a secret powerful enough to shake the entire village. Useless old woman. Why don't you leave this village and die somewhere else? The insults came every day. Even the market women refused to help her. Sometimes, children threw stones at her leaking mud house for fun. But the old woman never fought back. She only smiled quietly, as if she was waiting for something. Or someone. Inside her tiny hut, hidden beneath an old basket, was a small photograph wrapped carefully inside cloth. Every night before sleeping, she touched the picture gently and whispered, "My son, wherever you are, I pray you are alive. Then tears rolled down her cheeks. Because many years ago, during the war, she found a little boy crying alone in the forest. The child was hungry, dirty, terrified. Gunshots echoed through the forest while smoke covered the sky. The old woman carried the boy on her back for miles. Even when soldiers searched nearby villages, she protected him like her own child, fed him with the little food she had, and every night, she sang him to sleep. But one terrible morning, the boy disappeared. Some said soldiers took him. Others believed he died trying to escape the war. The woman searched for months, then years, until her eyes slowly became blind from sickness and grief. But she never stopped praying, never stopped waiting. Then, one afternoon, the entire village froze. A long convoy of black SUVs entered the dusty road. Government security officers jumped out quickly. Villagers ran outside in confusion. Who is coming here? Then the door of the biggest vehicle opened, and the governor stepped out. The governor ignored everyone, ignored the chiefs, ignored the elders. Instead, he walked straight toward the blind woman's broken hut. Then suddenly, the powerful man dropped to his knees and began to cry. The villagers watched in complete silence. Then the governor held her, shaking hands, and whispered, "Mother." The old woman froze. The governor brought out an old faded photograph, the same photograph she kept hidden for years. "I never forgot you," he said. "The whole country calls me Your Excellency, but you are the only person who ever called me son." The same villagers who mocked her now stood with their heads bowed in shame. Within hours, trucks arrived carrying cement, food, clothes, and workers. A new house was built for the old woman. But when the governor ordered the villagers to be punished, the old woman stopped him. The old woman smiled gently and said, "Do not punish them. Poverty can make people forget kindness." The governor wept again, and for the first time in many years, the entire village cried together. Just when the villagers thought the story was over, the governor revealed a secret that shocked everyone again. Night fell across the village, but the governor refused to leave. Instead of sleeping in a hotel, he sat quietly inside the old woman's hut, looking at the cracked walls, the leaking roof, the empty food pot beside her bed. Tears filled his eyes again. Then suddenly, the governor asked her a strange question. "Mother, do you remember the little girl?" The old woman became silent. Her shaking hands slowly tightened. Because there was indeed another child. A little girl she tried desperately to save during the war. The old woman remembered everything. The gunshots, the burning houses, the screaming villagers running into the forest. She had found 2 children hiding near a river. A little boy and his younger sister, But while escaping through the forest, soldiers appeared suddenly. The old woman could only carry one child at a time, so she hid the little girl beneath thick grass near the river and ran with the boy. When she returned later, the girl was gone. The governor slowly stood up. Then he whispered, "She is alive." The blind woman gasped. Outside the hut, another black vehicle arrived, and a beautiful young woman stepped out crying. The young woman rushed inside the hut, then fell to her knees beside the old woman. "Mother, I searched for you for years." The blind woman touched her face gently and immediately recognized the scar near her eye, the same scar the little girl got near the river many years ago. The villagers could not believe what they were seeing. The blind beggar they mocked every day had once saved the lives of 2 children who became powerful people. One became a governor, the other became a famous doctor, and yet she lived in poverty all those years. As the villagers cried in shame, the old woman smiled softly and said, "Never laugh at people during their hard times. Tomorrow belongs to God." And that night, nobody in the village slept without tears in their eyes.